listening to the MMA Brothers Podcast, coming to you from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Your source for UFC news, previews, and post-fight coverage. Hosted by your favorite duo, Daryl and Asher. Let's get it started.
What's up, guys? We're back with another episode of the MMA Brothers Podcast, and today I'm with Gabe again. What's up, Gabe?
Not much, man. How are you doing?
Good, man. Today, what we're going to be talking about, the Floyd Mayweather, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, Conor McGregor, Dillon Danis situation that's going on with boxing. So pretty much boxing and the Paul brothers. And I'm sure most of you guys have been seeing what's been going on Instagram in terms of Jake Paul and his call-outs. So I'm going to ask you, Gabe, what do you think about this whole Jake Paul, Conor McGregor, Dillon Danis nonsense?
I mean, money-wise, it draws in a lot of eyes. If he ever does fight Conor or Dillon, I mean, lots of people are saying, oh, like he would beat Dillon because Dillon's a grappler, but it's also like Dillon's actually fought legitimate fighters before, right? Regardless of whether he's a grappler or striker predominantly, right? He's a, I think, 12-time jiu-jitsu champion in different tournaments. But regardless, they're still fighters. Jake Paul, I as annoying as he is, I as annoying as he sounds and what he says, he's got some decent skills. He's not awful, but he's fought a YouTuber and he's fought a former basketball player, right? So it's really hard to, compare his skill set to an actual fighter. So if it does happen, I'll definitely tune in to see.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, low-key, I've been kind of a fan of like this craziness that's been going on. Because in MMA, like, not that it gets boring, but like I know a lot of MMA purists would get mad with someone like me saying that, but at the end of the day, I find it entertaining. I'm like, hey, at least we're talking about something, right? Like I like laughing when I see that video of Jake Paul calling Conor McGregor was just sitting in his Maserati, whatever car that was, right? And I like a clown show. Like, I don't know, I just enjoy those types of things. And then even like the Dillon Danis video of him throwing water balloons at Dillon Danis and toilet paper, I thought that stuff was hilarious. And like, I don't want to see Jake Paul fight Conor McGregor because that's not good for Jake Paul's health. Like, no one needs to see that, right? I want to see Dillon Danis versus Jake Paul, though. Reason why is because a lot of people think that, like, oh, just because this guy's a trained MMA professional, it means that he's going to be killer at boxing. That's not true, because people like Dillon Danis and Ben Askren, they're not known for their boxing, right? Like, that's not their specialty. So I have a feeling that Jake Paul could do, I don't know, like, how good his boxing is. I know he hasn't fought anybody real, but like, he has a better chance of beating Dillon Danis and beating Conor McGregor, obviously. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Did you hear me?
Yeah, no, I cut out. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just saying, I know that I know that Jake Paul has a better chance of beating Conor McGregor. I know that Jake Paul has a better chance of beating Dillon Danis than beating Conor McGregor. So I don't want to see him fight Conor McGregor, but I do feel like it would be enjoyable to watch Dillon Danis versus Jake Paul.
Yeah, I think so. I'd have to agree with. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Like, there's a far greater chance that Jake could get it done against Dillon than it would against Conor. But at the same time, though, right? There's levels, right? And even though Dillon is the superior grappler, which isn't boxing, it's a completely different game, right? The thing is, though, Dillon, like, he's 2-0 in MMA. He's fought in Bellator twice. So the two guys that he's fought, they alone have more experience in a professional fighting setting than what was his name? Gabe, the YouTuber that Jake Paul fought. Gabe?
I don't even remember his name. The first guy.
YouTuber. And then Nate Robinson, right? Like, so regardless of MMA, grappling, boxing, Dillon Danis has been in fights with guys who actually fight for a living, right? The guys that Jake has fought don't fight for a living. not denying Jake's skills because he has shown pretty solid boxing technique, right? So yeah, I think honestly that would be an interesting fight to watch. I think there's potential for it to go either way. I personally, I'm probably going to lead towards Dillon more. He just has that experience, whether it's, like a grappling tournament or MMA, just in general, he has more combat sports experience. And I think that's going to play a bigger factor.
Okay. So what do you think about the whole Mayweather Logan Paul situation?
I kind of feel like it's going to be similar to when Mayweather went to fight that Muay Thai champion in Japan. Yeah, like I don't think it's going to be as entertaining. I'd rather watch. I don't know. It's hard to say. Be interesting to see maybe KSI fight Mayweather. That'd be interesting. I mean, because KSI won the second fight, right? But yeah, I don't know. I just don't. There isn't that like excitement. I like when it came out, I kind of saw it and I'm like, is this a joke? And then I looked more into it. I'm like, oh, it's real. But I wasn't like, oh my gosh, it's real. Like, let's go. I was like, oh, okay. Like another like big money grab, right? I mean, they're going to make a ton of money. Don't get me wrong. Like they're going to make millions of dollars off it. But it's like, man, Mayweather's just going to go do his thing, man. He's the money machine. He's going to go do what he has to do. And I don't think it's going to be good for Logan. So, yeah.
Yeah, I totally get it. It's just like, for me, obviously, everybody knows that Mayweather is going to like tear Logan Paul another one in that boxing fight. Like, it's not going to be fair. I know it's 8 rounds or whatever, and Logan Paul is 200 pounds and 6'2" versus 5'8" or whatever it is. But like, it doesn't matter about size. It's all about skills, baby, right? So at the end of the day, Mayweather is going to go in there and then just do whatever he wants. I have a feeling Mayweather is going to try and make it like go a little bit longer, just to kind of toy with Logan Paul, maybe move around the ring a little bit. You know what I mean? Try to take it into the 3rd or 4th round so that people kind of feel like they got their money's worth. But then he's going to have to take him out. You know what I mean? Because like Mayweather is not going to allow it to go to the decision. Everybody's going to lose their mind if this fight goes to a decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it would look bad for Mayweather if it went all the way, regardless of the fact that it's an exhibition. Mayweather's 43, but he's 43, but he fights like he's 35. Like the guy is in insane shape still. People are like, oh, like after the McGregor fight, and then like that one fight he had against the Muay Thai fighter in Japan, right? They're like, oh, he hasn't really been training much. That's BS. This guy is a lifetime boxer. He's training every day because it's part of his life. It's like regardless, it's like martial artists, right? Like GSP. He retired, but he still practices martial arts every day because it's a lifestyle. It isn't just something you get into and then get out and you're done, right? You practice it all the time. So it's going to be a public execution, and I'm pretty excited because I'm not a big fan of the Paul brothers. I don't hate them. Like I don't hate anyone really. I just dislike them. I think KSI is funnier. I love watching his videos of him. I love his laugh. I love the way he laughs. So, but yeah, it's a good business deal, right? So, yeah.
100%. So I just kind of wanted to quickly touch on those topics. There isn't too much going on other than that, but I just wanted to get your take on it. That was fun.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right. Thank you guys for listening. We're obviously going to get back to the MMA world. We're not going to bore you too much with this boxing stuff. We don't want to lose followers because I know some people are going to hate us for talking about this, but it's all good. Just wanted to do something a little bit different. But thank you guys for listening. Please like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you, Gabe, for joining.
Thanks for having me, man. Take care.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to the MMA Brothers Podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please give us a follow on our socials. You can check out a description of this episode for more, but don't forget to connect with us on Instagram at MMA Brothers Pod. We'll see you on the next episode.